Good morning, beloveds. Whether you are joining us in this sacred space or virtually, it is great to be in community with you this morning. And I love Jimmy Santiago's piece, those pieces that he finds of himself under the rocks. Yes, under the rocks. There you go, I got you. Thank you for naming that for me. Those pieces under the rocks. How many of us have pieces of ourselves under the rocks that others don't know? And who understands me but me? How do we understand one another? How do we get to know each other's stories? A few months back, I spent a Saturday afternoon exploring and appreciating the art that adorns the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. There were fascinating mixed material sculptures by Alexander Calder that stirred the imagination, and Paul Kerouac and Mabel O. Wilson's A Way Station installment that confronts the conventional notions of home and speaks to how the convergence of private life and daily ritual are shaped by dedicated spaces. And then there were the works of Luis Carlos Bernal, vibrant photographs of Chicanx families in the Southwest. It is among the forest of images produced by Bernal where I felt spirit moving within me and a shift in focus, a shift that continued after exiting the space and has brought me to this moment as a moment of reflection, an invitation to explore in community who we are and how we are called to be in the world. Knowing the everyday sacredness of life, of the life of others, is pivotal in generating an environment where transformational relationships can take root. When I think about the relationships that have shaped who I am, there is a yearning to know more about who they were, how they found magic in the everyday, and how this gave form to their experience of the world. What did my ancestors feel or experience when they held achiote in their hand? Did their hearts hearken back to a time when they first tasted the magic of these seeds with a bright red-orange color and a sweet, earthy flavor? Did it reconnect them back to the earth? Who did they receive when the sacred copal was lit and when stories were shared? How did they prefer to connect with themselves, with others, and to the mystery that is greater than all of us? How did they care for their community? And how could I honor their ways of showing love while weaving my own into this story? Although I knew my ancestors, Margaret, Reuben, Rachel, Louis, John, and many others well, I fear I did not do enough to know them as fully as I could have and should have. I knew their pains. I witnessed the moments they experienced injustice, like when my grandmother was turned away from a high-end retail store. But there was so much more to know, so much more. I have a deep affinity for the first line of the medicine woman's prayer that declares, "I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless. I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless." Here you are, a shard of the divine, embracing the values of Unitarian Universalism, leaning into your own spiritual practices while listening to the voices that call out to you, the voices that invite you to hear the call to serve a cause greater than yourself. It's an invitation to sharpen your focus on the ways in which any given form of oppression, race, gender, class, language, sexual orientation, etc., negatively impacts the ability of our siblings to make progress on the things they care about, and or prevent individual or collective action towards the achievement of a particular goal. And exploring the Mujerista theology, the liberation of Hispanic women, and how it intersects with the feminist movement, Ada Maria Isasi Diaz notes that power always rests with those who define the norms. Language offers us a very important tool for understanding the power dynamics in society and in movements. It clearly points out, to me at least, where I will not be able to plant my own garden, and in which gardens I will never be anything but a hired hand at the very best. The fertile soil in which you plant the seeds of justice must be rich with the macronutrients necessary to nourish both what you bring into the garden and that which others want to plant. Is there enough room for different practices, different ways of seeing the world, different languages, different cultures? Or are you defining the norms of the movement? To step out of your comfort zone is difficult and rewarding. To consistently stand in the discomfort is bold and liberating, both for you and for those you are in community with. It is an opportunity for you to demonstrate your profound commitment to the relationships that shape our everyday experiences, to honor the power that lives within each person and community. It is an opportunity for you to make space for the narratives of those who are co-conspirators to bubble up and become a part of the matrix that is the movement. La vida es la lucha. The struggle is life, and love must be shown with words and actions. Love must be shown with words and actions. As Ada Maria Isasi Diaz unfolds the soul of Mujerista theology, she expounds on the idea of lo cotidiano, the everyday. In describing lo cotidiano, Isasi Diaz says it includes the way we Latinas consider actions, discourse, norms, established social roles, and our own selves. This means that lo cotidiano has to do with the daily lived experiences that provide the stuff of our reality. Lo cotidiano points to shared experiences, which I differentiate from common experience. Shared experience is a phrase that indicates the importance differences play in lo cotidiano. And as Unitarian Universalists, our principles call us into relationship with each other and the greater world. These principles implore us to commit to peace, liberty, justice, and bid us to do so while honoring the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Every person. We, as a part of this call, cannot establish the norms of our justice movements without acknowledging the sacredness of the daily lived experiences of those we are in relationship with. Instead, we must co-create mechanisms of change that hold each person, each story, each experience in reverence, and allow these to form the crux of our cause. We are asked to make the choice to make room for the differences that Isasi Diaz references. Here I am in the middle of Bernal's exhibit in the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. And as I admire the beautiful images that capture the essence of each Chicanx subject, tears begin to fall like prayers. A wave of emotion lifted its arm to touch the shores of my heart. In this moment, the images came to life, and the subjects standing before me spoke about the need to shed some of their identity to survive in this new world, to navigate the systems of injustice, sin lo cotidiano, without the everyday. I know this place. My ancestors have lived there. I have lived here. Many have, and many will. Our invitation today and every day is to open ourselves up to deep listening so that we may know the lo cotidiano of all our siblings, the sacredness of their every day. Our relationship with justice movements and each other is about more than what we see. It's about transformational relationships that make space for everyone to experience a metamorphosis, to hold on to the foundational pieces of who they are while finding the freedom to grow into something greater, more beautiful than they already were. In this, we can build strong bonds of love and kinship while coming to know the depths of our siblings. Where you are, and as you are, let us exit this moment with the plenitude of the medicine woman's prayer. I will not rescue you, for you are not powerless. I will not fix you, for you are not broken. I will not heal you, for I see you in your wholeness. I will walk with you through the darkness as you remember your light.